Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will dive deep into the captivating drama unfolding in Port Charles as we explore the latest spoilers for Monday, May 19th, 2025. Secrets are bubbling to the surface, relationships are tested, and hidden truths threaten to unravel lives in ways no one saw coming. From Tracey Quartermain's desperate mission to uncover a long-buried family secret to Lulu Spencer's relentless pursuit of the truth, and from Ava Jerome's strategic counseling to Portia Robinson to Sonny Corinthos, stepping into a fraught situation, this episode promises a whirlwind of emotions and shocking revelations. Buckle up as we unpack every tantalizing detail, adding new layers and intriguing twists to the stories you love. Tracey Quartermain sits quest for family legacy. At the heart of Monday's episode is Tracey Quartermain, the ever-formidable matriarch, who is determined to protect and expand the Quartermain dynasty. Tracey has recently uncovered a staggering piece of her granddaughter Brooke Lynn's past that as a teenager. Brooke Lynn gave up a child for adoption. However, the identity of the child's father remains a mystery, and Tracey is not one to let such a crucial detail slip through her fingers. Her obsession with ensuring her great-grandchild carries the Quartermain name drives her to enlist none other than Jason Morgan, a man with unparalleled skills in uncovering hidden truths. Tracey's plea to Jason is laced with urgency, as she envisions a future where this lost heir is welcomed back into the fold with all the prestige and power of the family name. Imagine the stakes: a young Quartermain out there unaware of their heritage, while Tracey schemes behind closed doors to rewrite their destiny. Will Jason take on this mission, delving into a past that Brooke Lynn has fought so hard to keep buried? The tension is palpable as Tracey navigates the fine line between family loyalty and personal ambition. Beyond her investigative efforts, Tracey also plays the role of comforter in this episode, offering solace to a clearly distressed Brooke Lynn. Picture a tender moment in the Quartermain mansion's grand library, where Tracey, with a rare softness in her voice, assures Brooke Lynn that she has handled a looming threat. Rumor has it, Tracey may have persuaded Lulu Spencer to abandon a potential exposé on the adoption story that could shatter Brooke Lynn's carefully constructed world. As Brooke Lynn listens, a wave of relief washes over her, though a flicker of doubt lingers. Can she truly trust that this secret will remain hidden forever? This heartwarming yet suspenseful exchange highlights the complex bond between grandmother and granddaughter, where love is intertwined with manipulation. Lulu Spencer sits hunt for the truth. Meanwhile, Lulu Spencer emerges as a relentless force, determined to piece together the puzzle of Brooke Lynn and Dante Falconeri's past. Lulu has stumbled upon whispers of a scandal so profound it could shake the foundations of multiple families in Port Charles. Armed with fragments of information, she believes she holds the key to identifying Brooke Lynn and Dante's child, a now-grown individual who may be closer to home than anyone suspects. Sources hint that Lulu suspects Gio Palmieri, a recent arrival with mysterious ties, could be the missing link. Picture Lulu poring over old records in a dimly lit office, connecting dots late into the night, her journalist instincts in overdrive. Alongside her trusted confidante Carly Spencer, and with only Lois Cerullo and Gloria Cerullo privy to the full scope of the secret, Lulu's mission takes on an air of urgency. Each clue she uncovers brings her closer to a bombshell revelation, but at what cost? Will exposing the truth mend broken ties or ignite a firestorm of betrayal among those she holds dear? Nenahs Dilemma and Carly's burden. Elsewhere in Port Charles, the fallout from personal and legal battles takes center stage as Nina Reeves finds herself grappling with a crisis of conscience. In a surprising turn, Nina approaches Carly Spencer with a monumental request, her voice trembling with desperation. The issue at hand is the rapid progression of a divorce settlement that has blindsided everyone, especially since Michael Corinthos has yet to fully recover from recent turmoil. Carly, known for her fierce protective streak, is reeling at the thought of her grandchildren potentially ending up under Drew Kane's care, a scenario she deems unthinkable. Visualize Carly pacing the halls of the Metro Court, her mind racing for solutions as Nina pleads for her to undo a chain of events she may have inadvertently set in motion. The stakes couldn't be higher, with Willow Tate already served legal papers and Rick Lansing stepping in as her attorney. How will Carly respond to Nina's audacious ask? Will she find a way to outmaneuver the situation, or will her efforts only deepen the rift between these embattled families? Ava and Porsche sits strategic alliance. On another front, Portia Robinson, the esteemed chief of staff at General Hospital, finds herself entangled in a web of her own making. Overwhelmed by Drew Kane's relentless pressure and Curtis Ashford's growing suspicions, Portia turns to Ava Jerome for guidance. Envision the two women huddled in a quiet corner of Ava's gallery, surrounded by hauntingly beautiful artwork, as Ava dispenses advice with her signature blend of cunning and charm. Ava, no stranger to navigating treacherous waters, might suggest a bold move to help Portia escape the chaos, perhaps a fabricated story or a strategic alliance to throw Curtis off the scent. Their conversation crackles with tension, as Portia weighs the risks of following Ava's counsel against the potential collapse of her personal and professional life. Could Ava's words of wisdom be the lifeline Portia needs, or will they lead her further into a labyrinth of lies? This dynamic pairing adds a thrilling layer to the episode, showcasing how alliances in Port Charles are often forged in desperation. Sonny steps into the fray? Finally, the enigmatic Sonny Corinthos makes a pivotal move, breaking his silence on the Drew and Willow saga. Up until now, Sonny has kept his distance, observing from the shadows as Drew wages a calculated campaign against him alongside other adversaries. However, the time for inaction is over. Imagine Sonny seeking out Willow in a quiet, private setting, perhaps a secluded park bench under the fading light of day. His demeanor, a mix of paternal concern and steely resolve. While his loyalty to Michael is unwavering, Sonny's approach to Willow remains a mystery. Will he offer a sympathetic ear, acknowledging the impossible position she finds herself in, or will he unleash the tough, unyielding side of his personality that has made him a legend in Port Charles? This long-overdue conversation promises to be a turning point, potentially reshaping alliances and enmities in ways no one can predict. Next, we will uncover the gripping twists and turns surrounding Ava Jerome's dangerous game of blackmail in Port Charles. As her ill-gotten wealth piles up, the walls are closing in on her schemes, and the fallout promises to be explosive. From Ava's fleeting triumph over Alexis Davis to the relentless efforts of Damian Spinelli to unearth buried secrets, and from potential alliances with Jason Morgan to the lingering threat of damning evidence, this storyline is brimming with suspense. Join us as we delve into the intricate web of deception, add fresh details to the drama, and explore how Ava's house of cards might come tumbling down sooner than she ever imagined. Ava sits temporary triumph and looming downfall. Ava Jerome is currently riding high on a wave of newfound prosperity, but the source of her wealth is anything but honorable. Picture her sipping expensive champagne in her luxurious penthouse at the Metro Court, a smirk playing on her lips as she counts the fruits of her ruthless blackmail plot against Alexis Davis. Once teetering on the edge of financial ruin, with bills piling up and creditors knocking, Ava has transformed her fortunes overnight. Her scheme, built on exploiting a dark secret tied to Christina Corinthos Davis's alleged involvement in a deadly sabotage plot, has secured a steady stream of cash siphoned from the Cassadine estate through Alexis's desperate compliance. But in Port Charles, no secret stays buried for long, and Ava's days of playing puppet master are numbered. Whispers in the streets suggest her grip on this lucrative arrangement is slipping, and the consequences could be catastrophic. Will her arrogance blind her to the storm brewing on the horizon, or will she scramble to tighten her hold before it's too late? The master hacker strikes Spinelli's investigation. Enter Damian Spinelli, the tech-savvy genius known as the Jackal, who emerges as a beacon of hope for Alexis in her fight to break free from Ava's clutches. Imagine Spinelli hunched over his laptop in a dimly lit coffee shop, his fingers flying across the keyboard as he takes on a mission from Alexis, who hired him as a private investigator. With a personal connection to Alexis through his long-standing friendship with her daughter Sam McCall, Spinelli is all in, eager to unravel the mystery that could save Christina from ruin. Alexis tasks him with locating Rick Lansing's totaled SUV, a critical piece of evidence in the scandal. Though perplexed by the request, Spinelli's curiosity doesn't deter him. His digital sleuthing quickly uncovers a trail leading to a shady storage facility, where lo and behold, Ava has rented a unit. This discovery sends shockwaves through Alexis, who now holds a tangible lead to neutralize Ava's leverage. The image of Spinelli presenting this bombshell to Alexis in a hushed, urgent meeting underscores the stakes. Can this clue be the key to dismantling Ava's scheme, or is it just the tip of the iceberg? Erasing the evidence, a race against time. With the location of Rick's SUV pinpointed, Alexis faces a crucial decision on how to eliminate the physical proof tying Christina to the crime. Envision a tense late-night conversation in a secluded corner of the hospital where Alexis weighs her options. The vehicle reportedly bears Christina's fingerprints on the sabotaged brake lines, a damning detail that could seal her fate if uncovered. While Spinelli's skills are unparalleled in the cyber realm, Alexis might turn to someone with a knack for making problems disappear in the physical world, Jason Morgan. Known for his loyalty to Sonny Corinthos' family and his disdain for Ava, Jason could be the perfect ally. Picture Jason, stone-faced and determined, orchestrating the destruction of the SUV in a remote junkyard, ensuring every scrap is reduced to ash under the cover of darkness. Yet, even if the vehicle is obliterated, will this act truly sever Ava's hold over Alexis, or are there more traps lying in wait? The uncertainty gnaws at Alexis as she gambles everything on this high-stakes move. The digital threat, Ava sits, hidden ace. Beyond the physical evidence, a more insidious danger looms in the form of digital footage that Ava possesses. Visualize Ava smugly reviewing a grainy video on her phone, showing Christina rummaging through a tool bin in a garage before lurking near Rick's SUV. While the clip doesn't explicitly capture tampering, its implications are damning enough to keep Alexis under Ava's thumb. This virtual evidence, potentially backed up on cloud servers or shared with Rick as insurance, represents a ticking time bomb. Alexis, aware of the video's existence, might enlist Spinelli for a second, equally critical mission to infiltrate Ava's digital defenses. Imagine Spinelli diving into the dark web, bypassing firewalls and hacking into Ava and Rick's devices to wipe every trace of the incriminating footage. He might even target the building's security system to ensure no backups remain. This covert operation, fraught with legal and ethical peril, showcases Spinelli's unwavering commitment to Alexis, despite her reluctance to reveal the full scope of Christina's predicament. Will his efforts leave Ava empty-handed, or does she have another card up her sleeve? Christinas Crossroads, a path to redemption? As the battle over evidence rages, another possibility emerges that could shift the entire narrative, Christina herself taking accountability. Picture a heartfelt scene in the Corinthos family home, where Christina, burdened by guilt, sits with Alexis under the warm glow of a lamp, tears streaming down her face as she contemplates confessing. While her actions may have been driven by desperation or coercion, owning up to her role in the brake line incident could dismantle Ava's blackmail scheme overnight. Such a bold move would strip Ava and Rick of their leverage, rendering their threats toothless. However, this path is fraught with emotional and legal peril, as Christina risks not only her freedom, but also the trust of her loved ones. Could a plea deal or a strategic confession, guided by Alexis's legal expertise, mitigate the damage? Or will Christina's decision ignite a firestorm within the Corinthos clan, pitting family loyalty against the harsh realities of justice? The inevitable crash, Ava and Rick's greed exposed. Ultimately, the greed driving Ava and Rick Lansing's partnership in this blackmail plot is poised to be their undoing. Envision a dramatic confrontation at a high-end restaurant, where Alexis, armed with Spinelli's findings and perhaps Jason's assistance, turns the tables on her tormentors. With no SUV evidence and no video to wield, Ava's smug confidence morphs into panic as she realizes her cash flow is about to dry up. Rick, equally complicit, might attempt to salvage the situation with legal maneuvers, but the lack of concrete proof leaves them both vulnerable. The once lucrative scheme built on exploiting Christina's misstep crumbles under the weight of their overconfidence. As word spreads through Port Charles, Ava's reputation takes a nosedive, and her financial woes resurface with a vengeance. Will she scramble for a new scheme to claw her way back to the top, or has she finally met her match in Alexis's quiet determination? As the drama unfolds in General Hospital, Ava Jerome's blackmail empire teeters on the brink of collapse, thanks to the combined efforts of Alexis, Spinelli, and potentially Jason. From the frantic search for physical evidence to the digital warfare over incriminating footage, and from Christina's agonizing moral dilemma to the inevitable exposure of Ava and Rick's avarice, every twist keeps us on the edge of our seats. Next, we will explore the electrifying possibility of Michael Corinthos' dramatic return to Port Charles, just in time for a high-stakes custody battle over his beloved children, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. With whispers of a recast swirling, the courtroom drama promises to be nothing short of explosive, involving key players like Carly Spencer, Drew Kane, and Willow Tate. From Michael's unexpected entrance to the shocking revelations that could turn the tide, and from his potential new attitude to the deep-seated family ties at play, this storyline is set to captivate. Join us as we dive into the details, weave in fresh elements, and unpack the intense emotions driving this gripping saga in the heart of Port Charles. A shocking return on the horizon. The buzz in Port Charles is reaching a fever pitch with rumors that Michael Corinthos might soon stride back into town, ready to reclaim his place as a devoted father. Imagine the scene, a tense courtroom on June 2nd, packed with anxious onlookers, as Diane Miller, Carly Spencer's trusted legal advisor, has just confirmed the date for the pivotal custody hearing over Wiley and Amelia. Whispers among fans and leaked tidbits suggest that Michael's return could coincide perfectly with this critical moment, catching everyone off guard. His sudden departure from Port Charles at such an inopportune time left many questioning the future of his role, but now, the possibility of a recast has ignited hope for a blockbuster comeback. Picture the doors of the courtroom swinging open, Michael stepping in with a determined glint in his eye, instantly shifting the dynamics of the battle. The shock on the faces of Carly, Drew, and Willow would be palpable as this unexpected twist sets the stage for a soap opera surprise of epic proportions. The custody battle heats up. At the core of this drama is Michael's fierce determination to protect his children from falling into Drew Kane's hands, a scenario he and Carly find utterly unacceptable. Envision Michael, whether portrayed by a familiar face or a striking new actor, standing before the judge, his voice steady but laden with emotion, as he pleads his case for custody. Drew's strategy, as underhanded as it gets, involves painting Michael as an absentee father who deserted his family, a narrative that stinks of desperation and deceit. Meanwhile, Carly is armed with her own arsenal, ready to expose Drew's scandalous past, including a notorious ketamine-fueled incident with a prostitute that spiraled into public disgrace. She knows Michael would never want Wiley and Amelia under Drew's influence, and she's prepared to fight tooth and nail to prove Drew poses a risk to the children's well-being. This courtroom clash, simmering with personal vendettas and buried secrets, is shaping up to be the battle of the year, with Michael's potential return adding a volatile spark to an already incendiary situation. A new Michael emerges. If the rumors of a recast hold true, Michael's return could unveil a transformed man, hardened by betrayal and fueled by a newfound resolve. Imagine him stepping off a private jet at Port Charles Airport, his once warm demeanor replaced by a steely edge, mirroring the ruthless streak of his father, Sonny Corinthos. Sources hint that Michael might reveal a shocking detail upon his return, that he was never informed of Willow's attempts to visit him at the burn clinic during his recovery. This bombshell, if true, would expose Drew's manipulative interference, potentially blocking a fair custody discussion between Michael and Willow. Such a deception would arm Michael with even more reason to fight, especially if Willow, in a moment of weakness, forgives Drew for his lies. Picture Michael in a heated confrontation at the Quartermain mansion, vowing to use every ounce of his dual heritage Quartermain wealth and Corinthos grit to secure full custody. This evolved Michael, scorned and unyielding, could redefine family dynamics in Port Charles with a ferocity no one saw coming. Heartbreak and retribution. Michael versus Willow. The emotional undercurrents of Michael and Willow's fractured relationship add another layer of intensity to this unfolding drama. Visualize a poignant moment in a quiet park where Michael, newly returned, faces Willow with a mix of lingering love and raw hurt. Though his heart may still hold a flame for her, the wound of her betrayal cuts deep, especially upon learning she signed a legal document naming Drew as Wiley and Amelia's guardian in his absence. This act, a dagger to Michael's pride as a father, draws a firm line in the sand. He refuses to let Drew play daddy to his kids, and his return could mark the end of any hope for reconciliation with Willow. Instead, envision Michael channeling his pain into a relentless campaign for justice, his once gentle nature overshadowed by a thirst for retribution. Whether he's driven by heartbreak or a protective instinct, Michael's stance is clear: he'll stop at nothing to ensure his children remain out of Drew's grasp. Legacy and power. The Corinthos Quartermain Edge. Michael's potential return doesn't just signal a personal fight, it reasserts the formidable influence of two of Port Charles's most powerful families. Picture him drawing on the Quartermain legacy of strategic cunning, sitting in Edward Quartermain's old study, plotting his next move with a calculated calm. Simultaneously, the Corinthos blood in his veins fuels a no-nonsense approach, reminiscent of Sonny's iron-fisted control over his domain. This dual identity gives Michael a unique edge in the custody war, allowing him to leverage both wealth and street savvy to outmaneuver Drew. Add to this the possibility of Sonny himself stepping in, offering covert support or a stern word of advice in a dimly lit back room at Pozzolo's, and Michael's crusade gains even more weight. While Chad Duell's return remains uncertain, a recast seems imminent to bring Michael back into the fray at this critical juncture, ensuring he's present to defend his family's honor and secure his children's future. The courtroom showdown of the year. As the custody hearing looms, all eyes are on what promises to be a historic showdown in Port Charles's legal arena. Imagine the tension in the air on June 2nd, with reporters buzzing outside the courthouse, eager to capture every moment of this bitter feud. Michael, whether portrayed by a familiar actor or a compelling newcomer, stands poised to deliver a plea that could sway even the toughest judge, his words echoing with the pain of a father desperate to be reunited with his children. Carly, ever the fierce protector, flanks him with evidence of Drew's unsuitability, while Willow's conflicted emotions play out in silent glances across the room. Drew, smug and calculating, underestimates the storm he's unleashed by targeting Michael's reputation. This clash, steeped in personal grievances and family loyalties, is set to redefine relationships and power structures in Port Charles, with Michael's return recast or not serving as the catalyst for a seismic shift. As the anticipation builds for Michael Corinthos' potential return, General Hospital fans are in for a treat with a storyline brimming with surprises, heartbreak, and raw emotion. From his dramatic courtroom entrance to the deep wounds of betrayal with Willow, and from his newfound edge to the backing of the Corinthos Quartermain legacy, every angle of this custody battle promises high drama. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for the latest updates, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Michael's return will tip the scales, or will Drew find a way to hold on? Until next time, keep watching for the twists and turns that make Port Charles the epicenter of soap opera magic.